By now, I trust that everyone agrees that the weather, particularly the wind and the swell, has a big impact on offshore fishing safety and comfort. Weather information, fortunately, is readily available, but some interpretation and analysis are required if you're going to make the best of that information. Let me show you how I make up my mind about whether to go fishing offshore in my yak here at Noosa on a particular day. To judge the weather up here at Noosa, if I'm going kayak fishing, I use seabreeze.com.au. It's a simple process of actually opening up that particular site and going to the Sunshine Coast via the weather maps on the side. Now, the first graph you'll pick up is a 7-day wind and wave forecast for the Sunshine Coast. I stress it's for the Sunshine Coast. It's not for Noosa. It's averaged out for all of the Sunshine Coast. The components of the graph are, firstly, there's a sea height, wave height, the blue element, and there are arrows here which indicate the speed and direction of the wind forecast. So you can see that probably on Thursday, that's Christmas Day, might be a really good day for kayak fishing, and so is Wednesday, so probably I'll be out there for a fish on those days. But I'd wait until the day before to really make the decision. Okay, so that's that one. The wave direction is really important as well, not just the height but the direction. And this is available on the next graph down. And again, this is a forecast, not actual live wind. Not actual live wave heights. But you can see here that the direction is from the southeast in this part of the next couple of days, and then it's going to go to the east. That's the forecast. Now, an easterly swell of around a metre is not a threat for anywhere around here. Maybe it can be nasty sometimes on Doggy Beach, but certainly in Middle Groin will pose no threat at all. So that's a pretty good for launching. But the wind, of course, is the main consideration, because you can launch and then get offshore and then find the wind has turned your kayak fishing day to crap. So be aware of the wind as well. So that's useful. The wave direction and the period to a less extent is available on this particular graph here. Scrolling down, to get the wind, which is the really important thing for us, and it's the sort of information you need up to date on the morning you're going fishing, you go down to the live weather. And the live weather is coming in by sensors on the land, usually. Now, there are only two of these which are of any use to us, because we need to try and figure out what the weather is likely to be up at Dew Shoal, for example, or Halls or Little Halls. There are no sensors out there, but there are two sensors which are well located to be able to give us a judgment. And the first of those is the Double Island Point sensor. And here it is here. You can see that at Double Island Point the wind is presently blowing 15 knots, maybe gusting to 20, and it's pretty much from the east. So that's one, that's an indicator. We know that 50 k's north of here, that's what the wind is doing on the sea. Go bypass the Tewantin and Maroochydore sensors, because they are both in sheltered locations. They're not worth considering as a guide to what's happening at Dew Shoal. We then get down to Cape Morton, and we see that the wind is stronger at Cape Morton, about 20 to 22 knots from the southeast, and that's a really good guide, because Cape Morton is 80 k's south of Dew Shoal. And if you take the Cape Morton Lighthouse present wind strength, that's the live wind right there, and compare it with the Double Island live wind, you can be sure that the Dew Shoal lies somewhere between those. It's not going to be any less than the less of those two, and it's not likely to be any more than that one. So in this case, where we've got 20 knots at Cape Morton and we've got 15 at Double Island Point, it would probably be in the region of 15 to 20 at Dew Shoal, and pretty crappy, I can tell you that. So I wouldn't bother going right now out there. But when it goes green, like this, yes, go for it.